Right, we should be live now. I wish that stupid button wouldn't go live, and then it's like, do you really want to go live? Good,
No.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. As you can see tonight, we've got three guests on again. Three crazies. We've got Sam from Life Afterlife ITC Research, who I wish would really make a frigging channel name less of a tongue twister. We've got Julie from Unearthly Wanderings, and we've got Deb, who's currently channel-less, so he's just called Deb on the streams. Tonight we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a spirit box session where Julie is going to be blindfolded with a set of earphones on so she can't actually see or hear us. The three of us, me, Sam and Deb, are going to ask random questions, and Julie's just going to be sitting there babbling everything that's coming out of the spirit box, and we will see if we can get any kind of intelligent sort of responses from what we're asking. We'll just start off with a general chat first to give everybody a chance to come in, rather than making Julie blindfold the second the stream starts.
Wow.
Because we don't want anybody thinking this is some kind of kinky channel. It is basically a paranormal experiment that we're doing.
It's a kinky channel.
I have seen it. Yeah, I have seen it conducted on other channels. I've never actually seen it conducted over this kind of distance because me and Sam are actually about 10,000 miles away from Julie and Deb. So it's going to be pretty much a round the globe experiment, literally. They are on the opposite side of the planet to us.
And Julie and I'm in Western Australia and Julie's in New South Wales. So we are conversely on the opposite sides of Australia.
Yeah. How far apart? I know this is a stupid question. How wide is Australia? Because you're literally on opposite coasts.
Well, it takes me, whenever I've driven across, and it's a beautiful drive, it takes me about 6.5, 7 days. That's with stopping overnight.
So I know Australia is a big country, but I ain't sure. Yeah. I wasn't sure exactly how wide it was. Is it something like about 3,000 miles, something like that?
No, to get to Sydney, you from Perth, like follow the old GPO system. It's about 8,500 and something kilometres.
So it's well over 3,000 miles then.
When you think of it, that's a lot, because sometimes, they say the average mileage to a car is about 10,000 miles a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now here in particularly Western Australia, you can do 10,000 miles in a month to get to places, because it's just a vast continent.
Just saying hello to everybody in the chat. We are also on the I've had a new internet connection, so I don't know if it'll be sticky or not. It is actually massively times faster than my old one, so hopefully it might improve the stream, but it is still going through its settling in period. So if we're getting any little glitches or anything, that's going to be what it is tonight. So what are your thoughts on this tonight, Julie? What would you like to see happen?
I would like to see us get some intelligent responses, see if we can actually speak to even one spirit in particular and have them communicate directly to us, answer our questions. Yeah.
Eb? Sorry, I didn't realise you were sticking your cigarette in your mouth as I asked that.
Yeah. I can always count on you for timing, Brett.
Yep.
I'm very hopeful. Distance, in my mind, distance shouldn't be an issue to the spirit world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful of connecting with spirit to start with.
Yeah.
And then getting appropriate reaction to an appropriate question. And if that happens, and look, you can't plan on this, we may get absolutely bugger all.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if we get connection with a spirit on the other side, and we get direct responses from direct questions, that's got to be a world first, given the vastness of where the four of us are situated.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, Sam, you're the ITC expert. What are you hoping to get out of this?
Well, I'm not an expert, like, but
well, you are among the panel, but among us four.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen the team I've worked with do this on camera, but I was never actually present. And I've done something similar, but there was no blindfold involved. So I'm interested to see what happens here. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
You're actually a bit dark as well, by the way, Sam. I
know. I might grab a candle, possibly, and make it.
That's it. Make it really spooky.
That's
right, Julie. Do you want to tell everybody which spirit box you're going to be using and how you plan? Tell everybody how we're going to actually do this.
Okay. I thought I would probably use the PSB7T.
Right.
Reason being is because my old one really doesn't work that well anymore, and the S box I really don't like. And I get the best responses with the PSB7 for myself.
Right.
So what I'll be doing is plugging my headphones into the spirit box, blindfolding myself, turning the box on, and pretty much putting myself into a kind of meditative state where I'm nice and calm and focused on what's coming through the box, and just speak anything that comes through.
Okie coke.
Yep.
And we've also put in place safety protocols for Julie as well, so she's not going to be exposed should anything go tits up.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, go wrong.
Right. What we're planning on doing at the end is Deb has actually got Julie's phone number. Because Julie won't be able to physically hear what we're saying, Deb will actually ring Julie at the end of the session to tell her to take the headphones off, because otherwise you're going to be sitting watching Julie all night with a pair of headphones on, randomly saying things.
Yep. I'll be there all day.
Julie needs to know at the end when we've actually finished. People in the chat can actually ask questions for us to put through, and one of the three of us will ask them. Whether you'll get an answer to them, I do not know. So do you want to start this then, and we'll see how it goes?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to start getting ready then, Julie?
Absolutely.
And then just put your thumb up when you're ready to start, and we'll start asking questions. You're ready to start, and we'll start asking questions.
Okay, sounds good.
It's like watching one of them things where somebody's going to do a dangerous magic trick in it.
I'll just put myself in the box.
And I'm going to throw the knife blindfold.
Yeah, it's quite scary. She's actually got a blindfold.
Yep.
I ain't asking why she owns a blindfold, but there you go.
It's actually one of those tube masks.
All right.
I should have plugged that in first.
And the fire's burning in the background, so I can use some cleansing energy.
She's not cheating, by the way, folks. She has to see the spirit box to turn it on.
Hello to James and Jackie.
Hello to everybody in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I did say a quick hello. Okay, she's ready. Right, Sam, being that you do this mainly, do you want us to kick off with the questions, and it gives me a chance to roll a cigarette?
It might take a minute for me to get into it.
Yep, no problem. I don't know why I'm answering her. I can't hear me.
I could hear someone.
Okay, are we ready? Right, Sam, do you want to kick it off with some questions?
Right. Can you tell me how many communicators are communicating through the radio right now that would like to come through?
Is there anybody who would like to step forward and talk to Julie? Would you like to say something? She did say, though, it might take a minute or so. This is the thing with spirit box sessions, is they don't magically just start
Hello.
happening. There's a lot of...
You have to get in the zone, you know.
Yeah,
She just said hello.
yeah, we've got an hello. Go on, Sam, start asking.
How many is coming through the radio right now to communicate with Julie?
Heaven.
I don't believe in heaven.
Are you in heaven?
Are you in your concept of heaven?
People.
People. Okay.
Have you had a human experience?
Right now.
You're having an experience right now.
What do you see in front of you right now?
Here.
Question from the chat. Can you say any of the names of the people on
you.
the panel? What was that?
For you.
You're here for us. Can you say any of the names of the people on the panel? Do you know any of the panel?
Open the door.
Are we
The
opening
door
a door
is
to you?
open. The veil is lifted for you to come through and communicate only.
Can you tell me, have you spoken to Julie before?
That's a good one, sir.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know Julie personally?
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi. Do you know any of us? How many fingers am I holding up?
Is he listening?
Is who listening?
We're trying.
You're trying to listen.
What happened? Absolute.
Kaya, be quiet. What is absolute? No, I wasn't going to do the middle finger.
Full.
What was that?
Hold or fold, I wasn't sure.
Could you repeat that last word, please?
Not today.
Do you find it
Yearn.
difficult? Yearn. Do you find it difficult to start communication off? Does it get easier the longer we do it? How many of you are there trying to communicate currently?
You're lucky.
Why are we lucky?
Can I mark a possible EVP there?
Don't
Okay.
panic.
Don't panic. Why should we feel the need to panic? That's an interesting one, Anne. Are you aware that many people are listening to you at the moment from electronic devices? I won't say computer in case I don't know what it is.
He's dead.
Who's dead? Who do you think's dead?
We found him.
You found him dead? Or you found him once he was dead?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Is there a reason why a mist keeps appearing behind you, Deb?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the smoke from the fire.
Have you ever lived on this side of life?
Deb.
Deb? Do you want to speak to Deb?
What's wrong?
Go on, Deb.
No, there is nothing wrong. Who am I speaking to, please? Do you know me?
I can't.
Why can't you communicate?
I'm not sure how.
Not sure how to communicate. You find it
Sound.
yes, you were communicating
Okay.
with sound. Yeah, okay. Do you find it difficult? Is it difficult for you to
Liable.
communicate? Is that liable?
Not sure what that said.
Do you find it difficult to communicate this way? Do you know how far apart we all are?
Something blue.
Something borrowed, something old, something new.
Oh. Problem there. Look
Where's the
out.
what? Why is there a problem?
I've had a problem with my blue speaker just before I came on. I'm
Did
not
you?
making this up. It's right here.
You kidding?
Whoa.
It won't charge for me for some reason. I have to.
Are you aware of Sam's problems with the speaker?
The light should come on, and it's not coming on. That's what I was messing with just before.
We told.
You told about the blue speaker.
Quite difficult.
Are you saying
I
it's
know.
Are you saying it's quite difficult to communicate, or Sam's speaker problem is quite difficult? See, we need to keep remember what we're asking, because
Michael.
sometimes you do. Michael,
Reserve.
you do reserved. You do find sometimes that they will answer a question like a question back.
Deb.
There's something one definitely wants to get through to you. Do you know any Michaels?
No, not for many years. It was my mother's ex-husband.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, bugger. Where did you, are you Michael? And if so, where did you live before you passed? Presuming you did pass.
15. We spoke.
15 we spoke.
I was 15 the last time Michael and I spoke.
Is that right?
It was just after my mum's divorce, and I wished him well.
Is he still alive, do you know?
I wouldn't have a clue. I have no way of knowing the answer to that.
Are you the Michael connected to Deb's mom?
Eagle.
No. I don't really mean anything to me either. Sam?
No.
He was British from Yorkshire.
Oh, that's where I live.
Oh, righto. That's all I remember. I was just trying to think. He was. Yeah. Michael, is that you? It's Debbie.
It's wet.
Don't even go down that train of conversation. Earlier, Jack says earlier he said dead. And Jack says it's an Aussie.
Maybe he's recently passed.
Murder.
I've got no
Murder.
murder.
Drunk?
Were you
No.
murdered, Michael?
Drunk? No.
A kilo.
He wasn't a drug dealer.
Hello?
Oh wait, he was a biochemist.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a chemical engineer.
Are you male? I'm hoping that's Julie's bird.
Maybe the poor thing's drowned. That's why it's wet.
Good job she can't hear you.
What is that?
What is
A
what?
joke. It was a joke. Humor.
It's a good job she can't hear you saying a bird's drowned.
She may watch this back and text me, bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's all right.
If you can see Julie right now, can you tell us what colour those feathers are by the window? Are the feathers the window? Can you tell us what colour the feathers are?
Death.
Well, that was the answer I was looking for.
Everyone.
Probably from a dead bird, but no.
yes, everyone dies.
Everyone dies, or are you saying everyone there has died? Was it death that put you where you are now?
Fine.
Fine.
3.
3. Yeah, there's 3 of us asking questions. Can you see us? Can you see any of us? Or anybody who's in chat?
Brett.
Oh, here we go. This happens every time I'm on a spirit box thing. Who wants to speak to me?
Don't cry.
Don't cry about what?
Sam.
Don't cry about Sam. Why should I cry about Sam? Or are you saying don't cry, Sam? I can hear chimes. There's one of you lot got chimes in the background.
Me.
Right.
I'll take them down.
No, it's all right.
No,
now
but
leave them, Deb.
That adds to the atmosphere, you know.
We're a team.
At least we know what.
Who's a team? We're a team. Yes, we're a team. Are you a team?
Yeah.
Or leave.
What was that?
Or
Oh,
leave.
leave.
Olaf could have been.
How long have you been on the other side? Or wherever you are? I'm going to ask the $1 million question in a minute.
F off.
Nice.
Oh, that
Are
was
you
funny.
in fact a dead person or are you something else?
Hearing you.
Yes, and we're hearing you. Is there something you want us to hear? Is there a message?
Oh, get. Hold on.
Well, that weren't the message I was expecting. Why are you swearing? Are you angry about something? Did you hear that then, Deb?
I did. I was just putting some wood on the fire. I love me.
Cover.
Cover.
Good.
Cover what?
What's good? Covering something's good.
Going to ask that question.
Sam's question, are you dead or am I dead? If you were a person, where were you from?
Who's talking?
Me, Brett.
Are you an elemental?
It's got bloody bad language if it is.
It's us.
What's you?
What?
What do you mean by us? Are there more than
Friendly.
one? Friendly. Are there more than one of you there? Because you seem to be talking in the plural.
How many are we communicating with, please?
Sam.
Sam.
Ask her.
What have we got to ask Sam?
Mike.
Do you know a Mike, Sam?
No, but he was having a problem with that blue box before.
No, but weren't we talking about Michael earlier on, weren't we?
Well, it says to ask you and then Mike. So is it talking about a mic as in electric mic or mic as in a person?
Don't know any Mike. All I know is now I'm getting pins and
What's
needles.
that?
Ask.
Ask what?
I know.
What do you know?
Are you Fae?
Or are you Legion? I'm trying to ask too many questions. It gets swears at me
Hey.
again. Hey, what?
What's this?
What's what?
This is the living communicating with the spirit world.
That's not me.
You're not the spirit world. Julie's kids creeping round while she can't hear them.
Yeah. save you by the
They're
sound.
going to be in trouble in a minute when that blindfold comes off.
Xavier thinks she's fallen asleep.
No.
Who else wishes to communicate with us tonight, please?
Let go.
Let go. What do you want us to let go of?
I can. Just be patient.
Okay.
We will be. Thank you.
Are you finding it easier to communicate the longer we're doing this? Oh, I'm so glad Anne's asked that question. I've been dying to ask it. Are you from another planet?
Girls, leave the room. Go.
I knew she'd catch him eventually.
Well, at least we know she's still with us.
Just give me 2 seconds, guys.
Yep.
Do you know, I
don't know if they were in here or not, but I could hear them.
Yeah, they
They
were.
were.
I getting pins.
Oh, why do we answer? She can't hear.
You're getting pins and needles,
Right.
Sam.
I getting pins and needles as if I was doing the spurt box session, and I can't even hear the spurt box.
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
weird.
And I only get
interesting.
I only get them feelings when I'm doing a session.
Yeah.
Do you know? So
What is that? Your something?
Start talking,
Maybe
Sam.
It's
they're
being
asking.
tough.
Maybe they're asking if what you're sensing, Sam. Can you tell us what it is
Follow.
like where? Can you tell us what it is like where you are? Can you describe your location?
What do you see?
Anne seems to think it's feeling dark.
In dark. And Sam's room's not flickering tonight. It's actually in a bit of darkness.
No,
She's
Having
sitting in
one.
a dark.
Having one what? Can you tell us what you can see right
This
now?
part.
What was that?
And who's there?
Who's there? There are 4 of us here, and there are a lot of people listening in as well. Who's there with you?
Think of any questions.
we're asking.
We were.
We're asking.
And laugh.
You're laughing at
We.
our questions. Again, the we. It's all
Yeah.
plural tonight. It's not
It is.
talking as if it's a single person. They are speaking as if they're a group. It's all we and
Yeah.
us.
Yep.
We're asking questions because we're trying to understand your word.
Read.
Yeah.
Can you read what people are putting on this channel? Can you see my
Infrared.
computer? Infrared. Can you see my computer screen and see what people are putting? Can you see the words on the screen in front of me, the big square box in front of me.
The lady even.
What lady?
No idea.
Yeah, and that's why I asked.
Oh,
Sometimes you get an outright no, and then other times you just get silence. Which lady has got no idea?
September?
is that when you died?
That's got no relevance to me.
No.
Breathing?
You're breathing.
You?
We're breathing,
I am.
yes.
Yes.
I hope so.
Julie's bird might not be.
The bird's popped off. But the bird's popped
What
off
kind
the
of
perch.
person?
What kind of person?
Person. Curious people.
Must stick
We
by.
are-
What must you stick by? Hi, Jackie.
More?
Do you want us to ask you more things?
Look, you can do it.
You're okay with us asking more questions?
Patience.
You've told that's
Patience
twice. That's
again.
come out now.
Actually more than that, I
Yeah.
think.
Sometimes when you ask questions, you sometimes have to leave a good distance
Yeah.
for an answer. Don't cram too many questions because you may get an answer to the previous question while
Yeah.
you're asking,
That's already been happening.
yeah.
Brett.
Is there something you want to say to me?
We're full.
Was that what for, or we're full?
What for?
Definitely.
So you've definitely got a question for me or something you need to say to me.
Do you want to prove your existence to us?
Anyone who would.
Do you know, it's gone really icy in this room and things like that don't normally bother me.
You know, it's funny. I've got the fire going behind me. I've got
Any three?
3 that's come up before, and suddenly I'm cold.
Hi, Stephen.
Are we sensing you?
I've got a right cold draft on my back.
Oh, no.
Was it birthday?
Good morning, Stephen. Whose birthday?
Drank something?
We drank a lot on Julie's birthday, which was recently.
Which I did observe, yes.
Are you not what you seem? But I don't think it'll answer that anyway, honestly.
So together.
Come together.
Anne says she's feeling anxious.
I'm feeling fine.
Can you write something?
What do you want us to write?
I'll kick your beep.
Okay.
Can you tell me what's wrote on this piece of paper?
That's it.
Well, then, right. What is written on there is what it is.
Excuse me, a bit of a burp.
What is Sam holding in his hand?
No, whatever.
It's a message for you. What does it say?
Yes.
I'll pull up another one. Brad, don't make
And what?
jokes.
Why? What's this one going to say? Oh, God. Turkey egg.
No, I'm
Tell
not funny.
you.
Tell us what?
Can you tell us that word? Can you read?
It's one.
Yeah, it is a singular
us.
word.
Trust us. Us again.
Why do we need to trust you? How many of you are there? Because she keeps saying us and we.
How well do you think?
Very well, thank you. How do you think?
We're in a something.
What are you in? And how many? Can you answer how many you
That's
are?
right.
Okay. Can you answer how many you are? Because you're talking in the plural the entire time.
Good question, Anne.
Fine.
Anne says you are not who you are portraying to be, are you?
Well done.
Ooh, interesting.
Are you saying
what-
that that's what was just said is correct?
Dogs around?
Can you believe that?
Talk to him.
That's why I lifted my head. I was thinking of asking, are you a Desmond?
But did you dogs around?
Dog.
You?
Yep.
Are you negative?
I am.
Okay.
Ooh, hello. Here we go.
Only one. We
Are
all
you saying
have.
that? Are you saying now there's only one because you've just switched back to we again?
Only one may be negative.
One negative. Sometimes there's one negative communicator
Controlling everybody else.
that stops other people
Yeah.
from talking. That's what I find. Are you being prevented from speaking to us? Is there someone preventing you from talking to us?
No.
Okay.
That's a direct response. Are you a trickster?
Can you two just answer the question? Said Cora's singing the side of me for a we.
Yep.
I'll be.
Thank you.
So you're a trickster.
Hour. Just a game. Playing.
And what game are you playing?
Someone's here.
Who is that?
Oh no. Heard to call. Rightly cold. Go ahead.
Are you trapped in a different world, or have you got the freedom of the physical world? I would just like to know that.
Well,
Have I missed anything?
No. We confirmed that they're playing a game. And Anne's question was, are you a trickster? And Julie's response was just playing and then a game.
see her once or twice.
See who?
Sometimes.
Who are
Who
you
do you see
seeing?
sometimes? What do you want us to know? Is there something you were trying to tell us?
Off with you.
Off with you.
Off with you. It's a funny thing to say.
Is that Mal?
What was that?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Hold on.
Are you planning on doing something?
If you can get any. Nicely. Now and then.
Can spirits be trusted?
hole.
A hole.
Will you put in a hole?
I'll have a look.
Okay, thank you.
Do you miss anyone? Is there anyone that you miss?
Bones.
Was that bones?
Bones or don't? I'm not sure. Bones, I think.
It's all pretend.
Hole, bones, it's all pretend.
Old bones is all pretend. What's pretend?
Getting it.
Don't you understand where you are?
Uh-huh.
You do understand where you are.
Sure am.
How long have you been there?
Don't let them.
Don't let who?
Girl.
What girl, please?
Closet.
What connection has the girl got to the closet?
It's Brett.
I'm not in the closet.
Have you got a girl hidden in the closet?
And no one.
No.
Speak about.
Speak about what? What are you speaking about? Be clearer.
You'll need to ring her in a few minutes, Deb, because there's been going
it's
an
just-
hour and it probably needs a drink.
Community.
Immunity.
No, unity.
Oh, unity. Are we all united? Are we all connected somehow?
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
So we're united all the way.
Soon.
Do you see people that visit your resting place, and does it make you feel uncomfortable
First
or
of all,
happy?
Most of all, what?
don't know.
Are you talking about the future?
That sounded like an affirmative to me.
Would like
Man.
to.
We would very much like you to talk to us about the future. What do you see the world united, coming together?
Incentive.
Yes,
What
there is
incentive?
there is an incentive for the
We're
world to come
driven.
together. You're
Yes,
driven.
we are.
Are you driving us to come together?
I'm going to need a second, right? Back in a second.
Do you have influence over the living?
Trying to.
Okay.
Wha-
So you're
can
trying
we
to
help?
incentivize us to unite, and you're trying to influence us, correct?
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
We're getting there, I think.
Why do we need to unite? What is the importance of us uniting? Do you want to ring her now, Deb, and pull her out for a bit because I think it needs a break?
Yep.
We'd just like to say thank you, but we are going to ask Julie to stop communicating with you for a while. We may talk to you again later. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Let it get a drink out of the
Starting,
bathroom.
it says.
What did it say?
Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, it's me.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I'm all right.
We decided to give you a break. You've been going for an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that did not feel like an hour.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I don't know if you noticed, Julie, but what was really interesting about that entire conversation was you spoke in the plural the entire way through it. Not once did you say I or me. Everything was us and we.
Oh. I was
One-
just trying
one
to
of the things-
focus on what was coming through.
Yeah, we had some really we did have some interesting responses. I asked you if you'd got a message for me, and you told me to f off, to go f myself.
Oh, was that when that come through?
Yeah. There was another interesting point where Sam held a card up with the word dog on it and said, "Can you tell us what it is?" And then your second response after was "dogs out" or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a couple of cards here, see, that I normally use.
yeah.
And the word dog is there somewhere.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was the first one
the
that
first one.
was dog, and then two responses after you said dogs out.
Okay, that's weird.
It
Yeah,
kind
there
of
was
happened. Yeah, it kind of happened like I expected. You know, sometimes you have these waves where it dies down, comes back up again, and then dies down again. It's sort of, it's
Yeah.
never sort of constant, and
Yeah.
actually, I didn't hear the spirit box, but I was getting the tingling on my hands and my arms.
I got that.
Yeah.
So all four of us got cold at the same time. When
Yeah.
it said
Yeah,
cold.
Yeah, there was one stage where I kind of felt a breeze like at the top of my head.
Well, I got it behind me, and I don't normally take any notice of stuff like that. But this room went icy, and I said to Deb and Sam, I said, "It's gone really cold in here, and there's a cold draft on my back."
And I felt exactly the same, and I've got the fire going behind me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Towards the end, it was getting interesting because you were basically claiming that you were here to unite humanity, and you were directly influencing the living. That is
That
what
was the last bit.
that was the responses we got at the end.
See, it's weird because when I first start, I'm trying to listen really hard to the box, and then when I get into the flow of it, I kind of just relax into it and kind of almost meditate into it. But then the girls came out, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We were laughing.
Yeah, little buggers. And then I could hear them arguing with each other, and it just put me off. So I had to ask them to leave the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monica was trying to explain what you were doing, and Xavier thought you were having a sleep.
Yeah, we were laughing because we were going, I wonder how long it's going to take her to notice the kids are in the room and they're going to be in right trouble when she does.
I could hear him. Took me a minute because I thought, is that the box or is that the kids?
You mentioned Mike and Michael a couple of times. That came through a couple of times. The number 3 came through a couple of times. There was another couple of phrases. Patience. That was another one.
That was a big repeat.
Yeah, that was one that you constantly kept repeating.
Yeah.
And towards the middle, it did get a little bit darker in the responses. And when asked if you were a trickster, you basically said not who you were. You weren't who you were pretending to be.
Because when I remember when the swearing was coming through, and it almost sounded to me like there was someone coming through and they swore a couple of times, and then there was another person that came in and said, hang on, and then that person that was swearing left.
Yeah. See, what's interesting with that, I don't know what your laws are over in Australia, but over here we're not allowed to have swear words on the radio. And certainly not get effed. That would definitely not be allowed on the radio. Which was one of the responses you came out with. So, and I highly doubt that's probably anything that's allowed on the Australian radio either.
Oh, no, not that word.
Not that particular one, no.
Yeah. It was really interesting, though, because a couple of times the responses were literally as soon as the question finished, the response came.
I can't deal with that right now. Ignore it. Go. Off you go. Go get a drink and stuff.
Go and check your mum's birds, okay?
Yeah.
The what? The bird?
Yeah.
What happened to the bird?
Hopped off the perch and drowned.
You were talking about watering your bird, and we were laughing about your bird drowning itself.
Watering the bird?
No, you mentioned the bird first, and then you said it's wet, and Deb says, "Oh, it's probably fell off the perch and drowned itself."
Oh, I wonder if the bird had a bath or something. That's weird.
Okay. Yeah, but when you said wet, we were all like,
"Yeah,
we're not going down
that road," because that was the exact phrase. Was it's wet? Yeah, that was another thing. You started talking about a hole.
And that came up in the same bit.
A hole with old bones and it not being right or something. I can't remember what the exact phrase was, but it was something about a hole, old bones, and it not being correct. So I don't know what that bit of the communication was in aid of.
I don't know. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. But you actually mentioned my name a couple of times, Sam's a couple of times, and Deb's a couple of times.
Yeah, I remember hearing your names come through, and there was one stage where they said Deb's name, and then yours and Sam's came through in quick succession.
Yeah, because basically you said Brett, and then you said something about don't cry, and I said what have I not got to cry over? And straight away you went Sam.
Yeah.
We were laughing, yeah.
Okay.
You told me not to cry over Sam.
Yeah, not to cry. And somebody was in the closet.
Yeah, a girl in the closet. That was the other thing we were getting.
Girl in the closet.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. Because it's not a girl, but the house across from me, which was sold not so long ago, there was a teenager that lived there with his parents, and he locked himself in his closet once, got high, and his closet caught on fire, and he died.
Oh wow!
That's across the road.
Oh, that was the other interesting thing. You started talking about something blue that had got problems, and Sam had literally been twiddling with a speaker trying to get it to work. She couldn't get her speaker to work.
Yeah, and it's blue.
And it's blue.
And it's blue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been trying to charge it. That light should come on, and it doesn't. Do you know?
But you actually referenced blue, and there's something about it having problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then communication.
Maybe it's fully charged. I don't know. But,
And that's when Sam mentioned that.
Oh wow. Maybe they were like giving you confirmation that they could see you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
said Sam's name at that time as well. Jack said.
But
And Jack,
when the communication heightened up a bit, I was getting the sort of the stinging pins and needles feeling, and then when it started to taper off, it started it started easing off, and then it came back up again. So it's like, but I normally don't get that unless a spurt box is involved and there's communication involved. You know, I can't hear the spurt box, but we're engaged in that in the communication, and we were focusing and concentrating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Michael and Mike were mentioned a couple of times, but that was what I found fascinating. Was through the entire thing, you rarely mentioned anybody in the singular. You were constantly saying "we" and "us," which I thought was really interesting.
That is
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That ran through the entire hour of "we" and "us." You rarely mentioned a single person. It was always "we" and "us."
That is
Yeah, and
crazy.
a couple of people in the chat, Anne asked, "Are you Faye?" And there was silence, but it looked like your lips or you were about to say something, but then you stopped. And then someone else asked, "Are you Legion?" As in the
Okay.
negative.
Yeah.
And at one point, we asked that question, "Are you negative?" And what was the response? Yes, or a could be, or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember now. So then we thought, hello, here we go.
Okay.
Do you know what I was wondering? I know it's your stream, Brett. But I'm wondering if we done a direct response mode on my box. Nobody blindfold. Would we get similar responses to what
Try
we
it.
just did?
Try it.
Try it.
I
Yeah.
thought we were going to use it anyway.
I thought
Try
that
it.
having your box going while I'm under. Is that what you
Yeah.
mean?
Now we'll
Yes.
do like a normal one now
Normal
with
Oh,
Sam's box, so you can hear and ask questions as well, and we'll see if we get in the us and we again.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do both because that'd be really interesting.
Yeah,
If
you
Sam's
went through
box-
you went through a stage where you were swearing for a couple of minutes when you told me to get effed, and
Yeah.
that was a couple of minutes with
That
a couple of
wasn't me.
swear words, and then
Wasn't
that
me.
stopped.
Well, what-
That stopped altogether, and it was like it changed again.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it was like a different person, somebody with a really bucket mouth.
RTC box.
Mhm.
All right, well, while Sam's setting up, I'm going to go and powder my
Wet
nose.
your lettuce.
Or that, yeah, I was waiting for that. I was trying to be a bit dignified.
Deb's off to wet her lettuce, everybody.
Just going to reset.
See, it'll be interesting with you asking questions now, Julie. The questions coming from Australia over to us.
Yeah.
See if it works. See what responses we get going the other direction.
See what we get. Yeah.
Anne says she personally felt it was negative. I don't necessarily feel it was entirely negative, but I did feel at stages it got negative.
Yeah. For me, it kind of felt like there was quite a few of them coming and going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just that we and us. Every response you said was we this or us that. There was no like me or I in it. It was all we and us.
I don't think I've ever had that before for like a full session. Weird.
Which one, Jackie? Wetting your lettuce on UK TV.
Human.
Was that human then?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This mode is basically beyond fast. It wasn't discovered by the person that made the box. It was his friend. He discovered that when he turned the box up to the full speed of scan, that it seemed to overclock or something like that. But this mode was invented by accident.
Oh wow.
Can we hear it okay?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yep. Hello. Can we ask who we're speaking with through the box, please?
That's Julie's channel link I've just put in the chat.
Comment.
Thank you, Brett.
Actually, I'll post it again because it looks like it's joined onto the other one. That should be easier for people to link it off.
Many can come through and talk to us tonight.
Is that saying cock?
Car.
I was trying to figure that out.
Can you hear the audio okay, yeah?
You can turn it up just a fraction.
Down.
Please.
Yeah, it must be chicken, Seago.
Hello? That's me.
And many's coming through right now.
Everybody excuse Julie pressing a boob against the camera.
I haven't got open headphones, so I can't hear you and hear the box at the same time.
That's okay.
I've closed headphones. What you
Right,
got?
if anybody in chat wants to ask any questions, we'll put them to the box as well. Is there anybody who'd like to step forward and speak to us?
Sure.
Did that say truth, Sam?
Yeah.
Can you tell us your names?
Fred.
Did that say Fred or Ted?
Fred, I think. Okay.
Is your name Fred?
Someone.
Did that say with me or hear me, Sam?
Yeah, just wait.
Hello.
Sam?
Can you say hello to Julie for me?
That sounds like hello. Trying.
Yep.
Ask some questions, Julian. I'm going to go and wet my lettuce while you do. I'm going to go and water my cucumber. Back in a second.
Okay. Can you tell us what part of the world you've come from? You're in. If you can hear me, are you able to say my name for me, please? Hush.
Very.
I thought that said hush and no. How many spirits or entities are with us right now?
10.
10.
That was clear. Are you human entities?
Sounded like follow.
We've got 3 people on our TV screens. We have Julie, we have Deb, and we've got Brett. If you can hear my voice right now, can you say one of those names?
Urgent? Hello. How are you?
Deb and Julie is talking to you from Australia.
Did it say Virgin?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who my new internet's with.
Okay.
All right.
The people we're talking to now, the spirits we're talking to, I should say, are you the same entities that were coming through my box and talking?
Memory. Good night.
Good night.
Did that say good night then?
Yeah, I thought it did too.
Good night.
What colours do you see?
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
That last one was a different tone.
Hello?
Hmm.
Connor.
Connor.
Did that say see you next Tuesday?
No. I thought I said Connor.
No.
Did you say Connor?
That'd be it. Office.
Nervous? I'll ask the same question again. Many is communicating with us right now. Two.
2.
Yeah,
That was a
different.
clear
So
2.
we're gone from 10 to 2. It was great we got a number. It was a response. Like,
Yeah.
can you tell us what can you see right in front of you right now? What can you see?
I think it said colour.
I often ask about colors.
You just sound like he's saying colour over and over.
Hmm.
So,
Do you know what is causing the population in India to die?
Did that just say the C word?
I'm not sure.
Thought you got a response. Yeah, there.
about
What
Did that
colour
say
shirt
look out or a ghost?
Hey?
is Brett? What coloured shirt is Brett wearing?
this way.
Did it just say red?
Have I spoken to you yesterday?
I just leave.
Did I believe?
Yeah.
Hmm.
This up. Hold on.
I thought it did, Stephen. I swear to God, he said see you next Tuesday a couple of times.
We'll see if we can get another number response. And many's communicating with us now.
I agree, and I think it's said help quite a few times as well.
Do you mind? Shut up.
I shouldn't have music coming through on that. Will I try reclocking it again?
Seago says he thought it said 9.
Huh?
Seago says he thinks it said 9.
I'm going to try and reset it again because there is a little bit of static there. It should come through.
Okay.
Okay.
Just give it a second.
Yes, Annie. There isn't Desmond's here. It's Coco growling because Kyle wants to get on the sofa with her. And she wants the sofa to herself.
I'll tell you something interesting. Since
Yeah, go on.
we started these sessions and went live, the fire behind me has almost gone out, but it is creating a heck of a lot of smoke. And smoke's a cleansing tool.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, just an observation. No, nothing factual. Well, it is happening. But, yeah, I find that very, very interesting.
Mm.
Do you realise do you see us as aliens or ghosts?
All right.
Did that say all right?
All right.
Sounded like it to me.
Mm.
All right.
Right. Right,
That
female.
was right again.
It was female.
Hello.
Hi.
You know what is really weird, Sam? That actually sounds like you coming through that box.
It's happened a couple of times. Not actually on this box, but on other boxes.
There you go, guys. Just said all right in a voice like Sam's. I heard it as well. It sounded like you said all right.
I wonder if it's mimicking her.
A lot of ITC researchers have said the same thing, that sometimes their own voices come through. I actually had that coming through. I left the expert box on here one day, on camera, and I went off for a drive and see what the results were when I got back.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Anne.
My voice was coming through, and I was 4 or 5 miles away. You know?
Yeah.
And it feels familiar.
Yeah. That's a lot clearer now.
What'd she
How
say?
many people are trying to communicate with us now?
Yeah. It's an ancestor.
Nine.
9.
9.
Mm. Wonder if they can tell us how many miles apart we all are.
Ian. This time.
How far are me and Sam from Julie and Deb?
No.
Sam, that definitely sounds like you coming through that box.
Yeah, it does. I have to agree.
No. So. Seven.
Yeah.
Can you hear the bells?
Yeah.
Can you say bells if you can hear the bells?
I can hear the bells.
It's weird to see a dark sky still at Deb's. It's like daylight here.
Is it light for you now?
Yes.
Sun's up.
Can you say bells if you can hear the bells?
Who's whispering? Then you hear that then? There was a real heavy breath or whispering.
No, none of mine are talking. Oh, I heard it then.
Then. Why?
Are you able to make your voice sound like anyone else's?
No.
There's some fire, huh?
You know?
You know.
Can you
It
see the
definitely
fire?
It definitely sounds like you, Sam.
It does. 100%.
Can you hear the music and see the fire? On my TV screen in front of me right now.
Like go to sleep, a meditation.
What with the You're hearing the cathedral chimes that I have here?
Yeah,
Yep.
they're lovely.
That's a nice fire.
Mm,
I find them very calming and cleansing.
yeah.
And the best way to dispose of a victims.
Like the fire.
I was hoping nobody would pick up on that.
Shh.
Yeah, exactly, Gay, because that is a phrase Sam uses all the while, you know. And it said it on that box.
Takes it.
Yeah, even the accent.
Yeah, Anne mentioned accents before.
Mm.
I'm sorry I didn't let you communicate this morning.
That's
I
that's a
wasn't
that's a nice
today.
combo, Seago. Calming chimes in one ear and Hendrix wailing on the TV in the other.
I was just reading. That's funny.
Come on.
I'm sorry I didn't let you speak this morning, but you can speak
Okay.
now.
Have you spoken with Sam many times before?
Hi, Drew.
Did that say hi, Jewel?
Dude,
I thought it did.
Hi, Jewel or Nigel? Well, no one would play back. It was 3. Angel? Very clean audio, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it on? Anna.
panel.
That's
His
a
head, his head are
Did
all-
that say panel or Fanny?
I thought panel.
I thought it was a panel.
I know. Hub.
Anne thinks it was Fanny.
Does she?
It sounded like Fanny to me.
Funny, we used to get Dave, Emma, and Edge. No mention of any of them today. Don't mention of hoping that they were pictures.
I used to what do you mean, Gay? I used to have an aunt Fanny. It's a common name over here. Dirty minded woman.
You often see it on the headstones in the cemeteries.
It's a really old. It's actually quite common in Ireland as well, because it's
Yeah.
proper old world name.
Yeah, it is.
Mind you, I ain't doing bad because I heard cock at the beginning and now I've heard Fanny, so I ain't doing too bad.
I'm not touching that.
Anne says her nickname used to be Fanny. Lol. Funnily enough, it was a phrase my nan used to use a lot. She used to say Fanny a lot. Hello, was that you then, Sam, or the box?
I said nothing.
Hi.
It was the box.
Yes.
That sounded like you saying hello.
Exactly.
Well, I did say hello, but I'm saying hello to after the box said hello. Where's Ed tonight? Ed and Dave.
Dalton.
Dotton, Bolton, something.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Michael.
What was that?
Robert.
Is that your phone, Deb?
Yeah.
Ah,
Is Janet saying bloody smoke's coming in the bedroom?
No, she's
Robert.
she's closed all the windows, but she saw me lighting it.
gonna burn the house down, Deb.
Forward.
God, she'd never forgive me
tell
for
us
that.
when you want to round up. Whenever you round it up, whenever.
Yeah, we'll have round it up, Sam, and we'll have a general chat now.
Thank you.
That's been really interesting because that's been two really,
Excellent.
really weird and poles apart sessions because we've had the one with Julie was like a plural thing. The one with Sam was literally like a copy of Sam all the way through it. I honestly thought Sam said hello. Just
Me too.
Hmm.
it literally sounded like you because I weren't actually looking at the screen at the time. That's why I said to you, if you just said hello, because I thought, well, why is Sam saying hello? Honestly, Sam, the words that have been coming out of that box have sounded the spitting image of you tonight.
Yeah. Right, we are going to have to go. Can I speak to you tomorrow morning? Would you like that?
Agree.
Get ready. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning if that's okay. Well, I'm going to say goodbye now.
Same.
Goodbye, Spirit.
Goodbye.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Do you know what's been really interesting tonight as well? Everybody's names come out.
Yeah,
Everybody
Yes.
on the panel has had their name mentioned tonight. That one on Sam's box just said, "Hi, Jewel," as clear as day.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Hi,
this
Kim.
a pretty good box. And the thing is, I like that. I like that direct response mode, and that wasn't what the box builder actually had intended. You know,
Yeah.
So what's everybody's opinion on that first one towards the end with Julie when they were starting to say, we're trying to unite mankind, blah blah. What's everybody's opinion on that one? Julie?
I'm going to have to go back and watch it because I think when I was under and listening to what was coming through, not only was I getting similar kind of feedback to what you guys were like, I could hear more than one person coming through, but it was different for me. I think I'm going to have to go back and watch it to get the full picture of what was going on.
Yeah.
But I definitely felt like someone was coming through and kind of from a higher power. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on it, Deb?
That last bit was just starting to get really super interesting. And I felt and sensed that it was more predictive or futuristic.
Yeah.
About like something's about to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sam?
And I think you asked what?
Oh, sorry. Go on, Deb. Sorry, I thought you'd finished.
No, I think it's towards the end there you were saying you actually asked what's going to happen or are you going to make something occur?
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And it said yes. And
that was what triggered it off when because they meant you said something about the future, and I said are you going to predict something that's going to happen? And then that was when they started to talk about unite, and
Yeah.
and then
Come together.
I said, are you, or was it one of us said, are you going to unite mankind? Are you interfering with mankind or influencing? And straight away, the answer was yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Straight away. No waiting this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sometimes.
What's your opinion on it, Sam?
Sometimes you get these messages and you don't quite understand what it's about until it happens. And before this lockdown, I was at an abandoned church, and there was a couple of graves around it. And I was this spirit box had sort of drawn me to this grave, and it turns out that the person that died from the Spanish flu. Then I done a spirit box session at the beach, and it says we're all effed.
Yeah.
And it was as clear as day. I can't.
Yeah.
It was Greencastle Beach or whatever it was. I didn't understand what it all meant, and then all that happened, and I'm thinking, are we sometimes given signs that we don't quite understand at the time, sort of thing.
What was interesting with the chat as well at the end, towards the end of it, a lot of people in the chat were starting to get a bit freaked out. They were starting to find it a little. That was really interesting because people were starting to get, because you weren't sounding creepy, but people were getting creeped out by what was being said.
Yeah.
And it's almost like there's an instinct there built into, your own side, subconscious mind's going, we can't go there. It's not for us, sort of thing. Because people were actually getting freaked out. I noticed in the chat, people were saying, "Pull her out now. It's time to end it." There was a couple of people commented at the time. You'll see when you watch it back, Julie. There was a couple of people said, time to end it, because they were starting to get creeped.
See, it's interesting too, because as I said to you guys, kind of toward the end, after I told the kids to kind of leave because they were disturbing me, that's when I really zoned into it and really got into it. And I feel like when I get into it like that and I kind of zone out and meditate into it, I get better responses. I can kind of connect with them in a way.
But that might be the fact that it's not just the box you're tapping into. The box could be out like the tarot does with divination. The box could be performing as a springboard for you, and it's causing other senses to trigger at the same time. So you could be getting stuff from all sorts of areas without realizing it.
Could very well be. I like it though. I like doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good practice on focus, because I found over the last number of months that connection is sort of important, and focus is definitely important. You see some people they come on live stream, they turn the box on, and then they start going through the chat, and they're not even listening to the box. I've done it
to what the box is saying.
I've done that in the past myself, but over time I really feel that we've got an important part to play as the operator, and focus is definitely an important part of that.
I agree.
That's interesting what Jackie's just put there. Well, to me, I think this thing we're going through is God's way of the overpopulated planet is to fix it up before it's too late. We are way too populated. Unite or suffer the consequences. That was actually the feeling I got from it. I ain't saying it's God, because I don't believe in God, but if that's what somebody wants to believe, that it's God, but I do believe there is some force there, and I am a big supporter in Gaia, that that the planet itself is the one that's doing it. And
it needs that balance.
we're just like fleas on a back. and she will shrug us off if we push things too far. Without a
Absolutely.
doubt.
We're meant to be custodians, and we
Yeah.
haven't done a very good job. And I think she's
Yeah.
about to make a major correction.
Yeah.
On a scientific level, you could also go back through history and look at the times where cultures have been absolutely wiped out
Yeah.
by the reversal polarity shift.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
Now
we're
well
actually
overdue.
overdue. We're overdue for the polarity shift.
Agreed.
Yeah, we are well overdue.
And maybe that's what's coming. Maybe,
See,
north
the
will be
thing
south.
is, yeah. Nature always finds its own balance, and we have tipped the
Yes.
balance to, and there's no doubt about it. Nature and life itself will always find, like they say in Jurassic Park, life always finds a way. And I
It's
believe
true.
nature is exactly the same, except that nature always finds a balance. And
Yep.
we're tilting the ecology of the planet too far one way. The best way for the planet to correct that is to get rid of us, and that is
Yep.
what it's going to lead to if we ain't careful. I do genuinely believe that.
Yeah, I do too. I think
That
it's
is the
been
simple.
coming.
That is the simplest way for nature to correct it, is to get rid of us, because we're the problem.
And it seems like, in some parts of nature, nature started to recover pretty quickly because we had polluted rivers and air pollution, and that
Yeah,
both dropped when there was no humans about. And then next
yeah.
thing, there was wild animals running along the streets and everything,
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
you've only got to look at air quality improvement since the pandemic, the global pandemic. In the last year, air quality has skyrocketed to be clearer because there's no chemtrails.
Yeah, well, they actually did a thing over here. They showed you the coast around Blackpool during the height of the COVID over here, and the sea was crystal blue. Now, anybody who knows Blackpool here knows it's chocolate brown all the while. It really is, because of the pollution and stuff in it. The sea had totally cleared itself. There were actually dolphins swimming off the coast of Blackpool, and you could see them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how fast the sea filtered itself. Once once human population on the beaches and stuff had cut down, and all the factories had shut down, the sea cleared within months. Venice was another perfect example. They actually had dolphins swimming in the canals of Venice.
And they haven't seen that for 20 years more.
Yeah.
This is where it really makes you think too, because you take that for example and you look at how quickly Mother Nature came back when we were in lockdown, and for that not to continue when we start coming out again,
Yeah.
just shows how quickly we're destroying the planet.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder, because we don't know 100% that we are talking to dead people.
Yep.
They may be dead people, but we don't know what they become. When you die in this life, we don't know what we become in the other life. We could become something, we could evolve into something entirely different once we're just energy. And is it that drives the planet? Are they literally going to come and sort it out if we don't do it ourselves? And it was those comments that were coming out. It was like hinting towards that thing. We are influencing to sort stuff out. That was the message it was pretty much giving.
Yes.
Wow.
Hence predictive.
That's powerful.
If you go back to normal, the way you think you should, and in my humble opinion, we shouldn't go back to the way things were, then the planet is going to force you to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There is so many ways that the planet could currently deal with us. We know all the Californian coast, and the northwest of America will go into the sea. The next major earthquake they have, all that land goes into the sea. There's no doubt about that. Seattle and everything will be gone. It'll all go into the sea. You've then got Yellowstone. If that blows, that is global extinction event. It's the entire planet's gone. I was watching a simulation on it a couple of months ago where they simulated what will happen if Yellowstone actually blows properly, and the planet will last probably 6 years maximum.
With a major catastrophe like that, actually, even, you know, we've got the ash cloud and all that kind of stuff, but actually the sound that comes from that and the frequency alone, you know, I can't remember what volcano it was, but the frequency alone actually wiped out an island nearby.
Yeah. Well, funny you should mention that, Sam, because it was only sometime this week I was watching a news broadcast on the Discovery Channel, and I think it was off the coast of Italy somewhere, which I don't think it was Santorini, but it was off the coast of Italy somewhere, where there was actually a photo of it, because initially they thought it was a whale breaching, but it wasn't. It was land coming up from the bottom of the ocean, creating a new form. And I watch for earthquakes. I've got apps and stuff on my phone. But the one that I watch the most is, as you know, is solar flares and space weather live. And the middle latitudes at the moment, so that's around the equator, have got a 40% chance of a severe event.
Wow.
That is high.
Yeah.
That is really high.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm just saying, but that's, active, minor or severe event, high latitudes, 40% probability, middle latitudes are active and at 30%.
Yeah.
So somewhere around the equator.
See, a lot of people that they don't realise how delicate the balance is of this planet.
No.
You know, if we had to do something, all it would take was for us to do one stupid mistake, like kill off a lot of the plankton in the ocean, and we will trigger a chain event that will eventually end up with the planet dying, all life on the planet dying. And all it would take would be something as stupid as us accidentally poisoning the oceans to the point that the plankton die off, because they are the foundation for the entire life on Earth. Everything, you know, feeds off the plankton upwards.
Yeah.
You know, same with the reefs. You know, this planet has got two lungs. One is the Amazon rainforest, the other is the oceans, and both of them act as lungs for the planet. If we're cutting down the forests at God knows how, you know, thousands of acres a day, we are literally removing the planet's lungs, piece at a time. There is, you know, something is going to have to intercede at some point to put a stop to it, because we are getting so close to the tipping point now. It is untrue. The bees dying off. You know, people don't realise. People do not realise the effect that if all the bees die off, pollination ends.
Yeah.
If we've got no pollination, we starve. Simple as.
We do.
It's true.
Yeah.
2/3 of the produce on shelves in a shop are going to go off, cannot be produced without pollen.
Yeah.
I'll give you an interesting statistic at the moment with my little live app of space and solar flares. At the moment, the corona holes.
Can you tell Sam when the next little green men visit's due on there? I'm sure Sam would be interested to know that.
I can't predict little green men. But the coronal flares are at low risk at the moment, and earthquakes. Well, there's just been another tremor in Indonesia, 138 kilometres south of Bengkulu. China. It's all around Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands. West Chile is on the rise for an event. Tonga, Southeastern Pacific rise at 2:14 a.m. and the Indonesian Ridge, Southeast Indonesian Ridge at 11:06 a.m. yesterday.
I'll tell you another thing that's really interesting as well. You know, back in Victorian times, a lot of the paranormal spirit communication was all talking to dead relatives. Over the last 20, 30 years, if you notice, a lot of this communication is shifting towards ecology messages, which I find is really interesting, because it's shifted from, just talking to poor dead Auntie Mabel to now being warned of all sorts of things. And it does make you wonder how much of an influence whatever we talk to is going to have on it all. Because it's like the message is even coming from the paranormal as well as from, ecologists and everything. It's shifted. The communication is shifting, and you can see it shifting. There's a lot more now linking to things like world events like earthquakes and volcanoes, and warning about keeping the planet balanced.
You kind of sit back and you think, well, how many warnings do we have to have before we actually wake up and start really making changes?
Yeah. Because all the main religions, if you think about it, they all predict we're going to end in fire and brimstone. Well, if the likes of Yellowstone goes up, that is exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because not only is Yellowstone going to go up, the Ring of Fire will trigger at the same time.
Correct.
And that pretty much goes all the way around the world. So the whole planet will literally be fire and brimstone.
Yep. Literally.
Oh, what the religion? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Jack. That message we were getting towards the end of that first Spirit Box session, those type of messages seem to be coming through more and more lately. Whereas back in Victorian times, it was all just, messages from Auntie Fanny, who'd passed away last year and just wanted to tell you it was okay. The message from the paranormal side seems to be changing as well. It's like you got eco warriors on the paranormal side as well.
Yeah.
With ITC, some of them that really know about ITC, they look into the atmosphere and solar storms and bits and pieces like that. Study when is the best time to get good frequencies and stuff like that. It's way over my flipping head.
See, I'd love to do that, Sam, with the solar flares, because technically communication should actually be better during solar flares, because the solar flares will wipe out the radio bleed over, or should do.
Yeah, and that's why I've resorted to this, which is only cost me less than a fiver, and it's like having a spirit box with a screen on it, and it's because it's an analog television. It's going to constantly keep scanning because it's looking for a television station that isn't there, and it's UHF and VHF, and there's actually one or two radio stations in it. So for less than a tenner, I actually got a UHF and VHF spirit box with a TV screen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have environmental changes in that, you might sometimes get those effects on the screen as well.
Yeah. With the area of ITC and stuff, it really would be good if somebody did start to look into environmental factors as well as anything else. Like somebody needs, like what Deb's got with the solar flares. We know when they're going to hit the planet. All we need is somebody, prepared to sit there and do the spirit box at the time we know the solar flare energy is passing through the planet, and see what difference it makes to normal communications. Will it increase communication or will it lower it? It'd be interesting to find out. But it's something that's going to take years to do. It'll take you a couple of years to get a decent sample together to say, but it might be something worth looking into, Sam. Linking the solar flares to the times you do your spirit boxes.
Well, as you know, I subscribe to an electric universe model. And I'm going to segue into what I'm about to read. The magnetic polarity of the planet is governed by that impact of solar flares. and planetary shifts and cycles. So the Earth has changed multiple times through its history, for want of a short abbreviation. Now, it was only a few seconds ago, I've just gotten another alert that somewhere in the Hawaiian Islands, a 6.8 earthquake, 256 kilometres southeast of Aloha, and Fortuna 10 kilometres deep. Now, that's just been registered.
6.8.
Correct.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a very that will be a very noticeable earthquake for anybody near it.
Yep.
Well, yeah, imagine the tsunamis afterwards. But if you think of parallels on the planet, what's impacting what? It was only a few hours ago that a 7.4 earthquake in China, 10 kilometres deep, 10 kilometres to begin. So that polar ley line or trajectory has hit both the north and the south within a 12-hour period.
Yeah. See,
That's not coincidence.
We don't know what's going to happen when the poles actually flip. You know, because
Exactly.
the planet is protected by the magnetic field that the pole generates. That's what stops us dying of solar radiation.
Correct.
You know, if they flip and those fields get altered in any way, we could end up fried within minutes, literally minutes.
Yep.
We'd be fried.
Yep.
You know, so you just never know. You just never know how things are going to go. They shouldn't, because they should. The field should just reverse. But they could, you know, for all the damage we're doing to the planet at the moment, how do we know that when this next flip occurs, we haven't already done something that is going to affect those fields as the poles flip?
Yep.
Because when they flip, our water's going to go down the plug a different way, and so is yours. Because our water goes down the plug the opposite direction to yours in Australia at the moment. And then when they flip, yours will go the way ours currently goes now, and ours will go the way yours currently goes now.
Yeah.
That's how much of an effect it has on the planet when the poles shift.
I've seen docos on YouTube about that. And yeah, Australia will become a very wet continent.
Yeah.
Like England, and England will become like us,
yeah.
where the bulk of the land mass will be won't be able to support crops or human activity of any description.
Yeah, we'll go drier.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading some of the chat.
Yeah. So because they're bringing up some good points. Stephen, I think it was.
Go on.
Stephen wrote something interesting a couple of minutes ago, I think it was. Forgive me if I've got that person wrong. That we're all talking about the ecology of the planet, and we know what we need to do individually and collectively, and yet we get off of these chats and get on with our lives like it's a nothing.
Yeah.
We can sit here and prognosticate all we like.
Yeah.
But physically doing something and lobbying politicians, it's like here in Australia at the moment, they want to build more gas plants and coal because
things will never change, Deb, because it all boils down to money. And by the time they realise what they've done is too late, money will be worthless anyway. So it'll all be for nothing in the end. It will all be for nothing in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does make you wonder if on the other side they can in some way see the future.
Well, that's where it was starting to get really, really interesting towards the end of Julie's session.
You know, because if we do convert into say energy beings, they could have the potential to travel faster than the speed of light. Now, once you pass the speed of light, you then start, you break time basically.
Yeah.
Because that's what they believe happens. That's what they believe happens at the center of a black hole. When you hit the event horizon, it becomes that, that dense, the gravitational pull, that time space no longer exists. It breaks down. So if you've got energy beings that are, because energy can travel instantaneously, if they can actually break the speed, the speed of light, which should be quite possible for anything that's energy based, they could in fact jump around to any point in time they wanted to. So maybe they can see the possibilities, and they're trying to steer us away from certain courses at the moment. And that is why we're getting the sort of messages we got towards the end of that session tonight.
Yeah. And look at James's question. He's raising the same theme that we're starting to touch on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's probably what is happening, James. If what we're communicating with are energy based, which I personally believe they are, it's quite possible that they can break the speed of light and see future events. Quite possible.
I think I asked something around that line towards the end. Are you predicting an event?
Yeah.
And that's when Julie went, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she went, mm-hmm.
Yeah. You'll have to watch it back and see.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Well, look, I think I'm going to wind this up for now because we've been going for over 2 hours.
Yep.
It's now 25 to 12 here. So if you'll all stay on, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for coming in tonight and all your comments. They are appreciated as normal. We will be back on Friday if you two want to come on again with Sam. I presume you'll be on with me, Sam, on your Friday, next Friday.
Yeah.
And you two are more than welcome if you want to.
Yep. Thank you.
We can try some other stuff.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Well, we can discuss it on yours tomorrow, on your stream tomorrow, Julie, and see what other little experiments we can come up with for next week.
Well, I thought this one, in my humble opinion, was a cracker.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But just like to say thank you to everybody for coming in and for all your input. And we will be back on Friday with another one. And it sounds like it's going to be all 4 of us again.
Yeah, we might. We were talking last week about some coffee mornings and stuff.
Yeah, you need to get one sorted, Sam. You really do.
That'd be good.
Yeah, definitely. So you may be getting some not early mornings, but mid mornings for us, for the UK people on Sam's channel, which Julie and Deb can join a lot easier because it's more of a nicer time for them. So thank you all, and we'll see you all Friday. Have a good day, night, wherever you are, and look after yourselves and stay safe. Good night, all.
Good night.